Hey everyone, hopefully you're having a good day. My name's Andy. My channel is Finding Value. Today we'll do our commodity update, do some technical analysis. I'll give you my financial opinion, and we'll jump right into it here. So let's jump in. Let's start with the dollar, the DXY. It was lower today, down 0.5%. We do have a little wick at the bottom on a daily candlestick. We had a bearish engulfing last trading session. I should say not this previous one, but one before it. And here we have a little bit of a hammer candlestick. Is this thing going to go higher or lower? Anyone's guess right here, guys. We're right up on resistance. This resistance line is going across right at the top here. This guy going across there. And we've got a little wick at the top there on a monthly candlestick. So we're seeing different things on different time frames. We'll see which way this thing breaks. Dollar's been pretty strong. I'm kind of looking for something with time for the dollar to roll over like it has in previous bull markets for commodities. But we've got this recessionary fear in front of us. There is that still out there. I think that's driving the dollar higher. So we've got conflicting or competing thoughts basically ramming up against each other. The 10-year yield a little bit higher today, up 1%. We've been just moving sideways right under the resistance line. I still think this looks bullish, but the longer we stay down here, the more bearish I would become if it doesn't actually break to the upside. So nice big move higher there. We hit our head on resistance. We've just been tracking sideways. I'd like to see some, I guess, higher yields come into play. It's not really buying pressure. It'd be selling pressure on bonds. And I think that will eventually play out so long that the inflation rate's high and the Federal Reserve is raising interest rates. So I think the 10-year will also go up. This is highly correlated to oil. Oil's gone up today, so I'm surprised that we didn't see a higher move up in the 10-year yield. This is bonds, TLT. TLT was down a little bit. This still looks like the buyers and sellers in here are just battling out, or someone's in there buying it. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, we've got bearish engulfing, bullish engulfing, bullish engulfing. We've got, good buying pressure here that came up into a point and broke to the downside. And right now it's a battle between buyers and sellers in this. Recessionary fears versus the inflation that's in the system and the fundamentals of oil. CRB index rolling higher today, up 3.21%, probably very much tied to energy costs, oil and natural gas. But that's got a nice, good move there. If we were to put just a simple trend line in there, we've broken that. So that's looking better. Again, I don't think we'll just moon it, but we'll see. The short term's the hardest to read. If you step back out and take a bigger picture view, we've got a nice, good hammer candlestick developing on the monthly candlesticks. So it's possible we could find a bottom here and start heading higher. Looking at gold, so the precious metals, monthly candlestick, we are still heading lower. The weekly candlesticks, we only have a little guy coming out today. On the dailies, it's basically a flat day today. And the sellers still have the upper hand here. We are still in a downtrend. Silver also tried to take a run at it, but basically got sold off throughout the day. On a kind of a longer term picture view, we still have selling pressure in a downtrend type movement. We have not turned yet. We are sitting above this support level, and hopefully that support level holds and we start to get a candlestick reversal pattern. Platinum being a little bit stronger than the other two. It was up 1.6%. We're putting a little wick at the bottom. Looking at the daily candlesticks, we came up a little bit, little wick at the top. Again, I'd still like to see more buying pressure to ensure that perhaps this downtrend line it's not broken yet. It was trying to break it today, but it's not broken yet. I'd still like to see buying pressure to validate that we've got a broken downtrend line, then make a higher high, higher low, and work into an uptrend. XEU to gold ratio, the gold and silver miners were outperforming gold. That's what this ratio is telling us. We were up a little bit today. Again, we still need to break this big downtrend line. We have not done that yet. And once we do that, my entire tune will change. We do have positive signals, big buying pressure through here. So boom, boom, boom. And then the slow leak off of selling pressure here. Another big move higher there and just slower leak off. So I do think eventually we'll work our way higher. That wasn't working very well. And we're just not there yet. Looking at GDX moving sideways, but still in a downtrend type pattern. We still need to break that. SILJ, another one that's still in a downtrend. We have not broken it yet. Coming on down, crude oil. I don't even know if this one's correct. If I look at oil prices here, I was trying to go back and forth because I think it was up quite a bit today. So looking at oil price, we've got 4.68% up today, and natural gas is 6.1. For some reason, this one's only showing 1.4 on crude oil, but nonetheless, using this light crude oil futures, this is a bullish engulfing that looks like it wants to go higher. So that's good. Natural gas up 6.13%. The futures, it's been moving higher. It's got momentum behind it. Again, I'm not completely sold yet. There's the narratives out there with the recessionary fears. If the recessionary fears are over, then yeah, I think we could head higher definitely and be sustaining higher. If they're still out there and they come back, this could potentially roll over. I've been real slow to add to all my positions, just kind of cost averaging in. Looking at XOP, yeah, you know me. I'm going to take this guy out of here. But yeah, we've got that nice kind of move lower. We bounced, and we're starting to bounce a little bit higher. Our momentum was kind of lost throughout the day, but it's still looking fine. We're above the support line. So everything looks pretty solid here. And now we just need more buying pressure. And we could kind of chop back and forth a little bit here before heading higher. Looking at energy service companies, OIH, another strong day today. Again, it looks like we're trying to move higher. The buyer's got to continue to add that pressure. The momentum is still lower, but the buying pressure is coming in. So that is the energy service companies. Looking at the Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, up today. Definitely better than the normal. We're above that support line. We used it as support as we bounced higher. But the buyers still have to come in here. We still need to break, the downtrend here, which we're basically directly under. Looking at URNM, we start the day, out of the gates pretty hard. And we did sell off a little bit. That's why there's a wick at the top. We're right above this long-term support line. Let me back out and show you what that support line is. It's this big support line going across. Let's go to the weeklies here. There's the support line. We're sitting right on top of it. Hopefully that holds and we can move on higher. We need the buying pressure to remain, but there's a lot of smaller companies getting some pretty big bids today. Looking at TAN was moving basically slightly higher, but more or less sideways over this past couple of months. That's the solar ETF. Mimicking the left-hand side here. And usually you can chop this in half, fold it over, and you get almost the same type of movement. So I do think we could potentially see a large movement in the future whenever it's ready to go. Looking at COPX, getting some buying pressure here, putting in that wick on the bottom. There's that wick right there, getting a hammer pattern type movement. We're right on top of that support line. We're using that support line at this moment. Look at the CRB to S&P 500. We've got nice, good, positive development for the CRB index in relationship to the S&P 500. There is our nice big move today, probably very heavily oil and natural gas related. I put a little a line through here and a line through here. Is this a breakout? We'll find out, guys. It needs to close above here and get out of this area, but it very well possibly could be. Remember, oil is kind of the driver of this whole thing, and they're trying to manipulate it lower with the Strategic Petroleum Reserve releases. There's a lot of ratios that are positive for platinum, so platinum does look quite strong. Platinum's outperforming gold. It's outperforming silver and palladium. So platinum's done a good job. Platinum looks like it's ready to rock, and I'm a big bull in platinum. I am the platinum bull. Let's zoom out. This is the platinum to silver. I know a lot of people like silver. I naturally migrate towards platinum. I was a silver bull. Then I saw this chart and it made me a platinum bull. But platinum looks really good to take off here from a ratio perspective. Usually in the beginning of a bull market with high inflation, platinum usually outperforms silver in the beginning of the bull market. Then you can rotate to silver and transfer your platinum ounces to silver ounces if that's what you want to do, and get a lot more. We could buy it here at about a little over 40 and transfer it for maybe 140, 150 ounces. It's well over double. So you're basically lowering your cost basis if you were to do that in the ratio investing games. Looking at REMX, it is rolling higher today, up 2%. We're still in this wedgie pattern, getting wedged out. Lithium moving higher, but the momentum was lost throughout the day. Still just tracking sideways for the most part. Kind of an ugly looking chart. Look at the S&P 500. Getting some information from there. It was down today, down 32 points. We have not broken this downtrend line. Still in. This is a bearish piercing where we could potentially head lower. Will the S&P 500 grab onto commodity stocks and head lower? We are waiting for that decoupling. We have not seen the major decoupling yet, I don't think. We're still waiting for it. And we've got a bearish engulfing pattern here on the U.S. Composite Index where we could head lower. So all of our efforts to move this thing higher seem to be thwarted by the sellers. They do not like the higher interest rates. The 10-year yield was higher today, 1%, and I think that's having an impact. It's weighing on stocks over time. The XHB, this is the Home Builders Index. It is broken out of this downtrend, but I still would not be partying yet. We have a bearish engulfing here. This could head lower. I don't see the insane buying pressure to really rocket us higher here. So I still see selling pressure in that. Lumber is also just kind of chilling, moving sideways. Looking at some of these other commodities, cocoa futures is heading a little bit sideways there. Wheat is still in a downtrend, even though we were up today. We still have selling pressure in soybeans. This is not a bottom yet. That would be premature. And then we've got corn futures, which looks like it wants to head lower, in my opinion. Big selling pressure candlesticks, and the up days are quite muted. Whenever you see a bunch of these small guys next to a big, large candlestick, that usually is a continuation pattern lower. Copper bouncing a little bit, but it's still in this strong momentum downtrend. So the recessionary fears are still out there. Perhaps they're changing right now, but there's nothing saying that we've broken these big downtrend lines yet. Looking at MOO, this is the agricultural ETF. Still in a downtrend, quite strong downtrend, basically a sideways day today. This has not reversed yet. And then looking at aluminum getting some buying pressure. I know this was trying to bottom out. It was really contracting down to the bottom here, and we're starting to get a bounce. So we've got to bounce higher up to this guy here, and maybe this is a turn for aluminum. So that's looking a lot better. And then we got the Baltic Dry Index that was up today. That's looking better as well. That looks like it's about to turn. So that's looking better. Overall, I think energy is looking a lot stronger here in terms of oil and natural gas. Is this a bottom? Are the recessionary fears behind us? Those are all good questions, but I don't have the answer for you in the short term. We got to see continued buying pressure and a move higher to say that we are definitively out of this. So right now, I'm kind of in the middle saying maybe this is the start of it. Maybe it isn't. We still are seeing weakness in the overall markets. If I saw strength everywhere, then I would say, yeah, it's probably starting to bottom out. But doubts still remain because we see weakness in the overall stock market. That could pull commodities lower with it. We may decouple. The short term here, when these things are all linked up and they're starting to break apart, is very difficult. It's probably one of the most difficult times to invest because you've got positive pressures in the system for commodities to go higher, but you have negative selling sentiment coming from the other portions of the markets. They are basically ramming against each other. We've got all these, I'll call it frictional forces with opposing movements that are trying to happen at the same time. If you guys like the content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. And in the below section is the description link to the website. If you guys want to become platinum members to see what I'm investing in, how I'm investing, the companies I own, my portfolio, financial education that talks about ratios, and a lot of these videos that I talk about, I put in a lot about natural gas, oil, ratios, and all that stuff. Definitely sign up for a platinum membership. That's what I would do if I wanted to learn about investing. We also have a question and answer session every week. It'll be on Saturday or Sunday. I try to vary the time so everybody can participate in it. I do record those videos, and I post them on the website as well, so you can see all of the videos and those recordings of what we're talking about and the questions that people are asking. But that's what I've got for today, guys. We'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.